Snubs, the Snubs. It is time to talk about the All-Star teams and how are we feeling about it. I want to go through each position and think they deserve them. We'll keep a little listy list here. Catcher, Salvi Perez, Adley Rutschman starting. Adley should start, 100%. I believe that. Salvador Perez hasn't really been catching a lot, but he is raked. So you got to put him somewhere. The DH with Yordan Alvarez and David Fry. Those two guys have been doing incredibly, so give him the catching spot. Continuing through, I think that Jose Ramirez, obviously, Altuve has raked this year. Gunnar Henderson, I think he deserves to start, especially with the number of homers he hit. But he was followed very closely by Bobby Witt. It's so funny. I think Gunnar is probably behind Bobby in the MVP race, but I think Gunnar deserves to start the All-Star game. I know that's a weird thing to say. Trying to think of a first baseman in the AL that's played better than Vlad, and he has had a good year. Altuve should be. Ramirez 100%, Gunnar Henderson 100%, Aaron Judge, oh my God, Steven Kwan in the outfield and Juan Soto, yeah, all of those guys should, and then Yordan Alvarez 100%. Now, we'll just circle the ones we think shouldn't be there. All right, Clay Holmes, I agree with that one. Clay Holmes, he started incredibly. He hasn't thrown as well as of late, and I think that you are correct in saying that maybe Andres Munoz or someone else could have deserved that. Tyler Anderson, when you're going to go with the Angels, he's had the best year by far. Corbin Burns is arguably leading for the Cy Young. Clase has a .6. Crochet has leading the league in strikeouts. Logan Gilbert has thrown top to bottom one of the best years. Tanner Houck's been incredible. Seth Lugo is up there for the Cy Young. Mason Miller, we know about him. Cole Reagans actually has thrown much better as of late, but I don't know. I'm a little Cole Bear maybe basically just barely snuck in. And Tree Skubal also up there for the Cy Young. And I'll say Kirby Yates as well. Isaac Paredes over Josh Smith as a snub. So you think this guy doesn't deserve it? Let's look up his year. 266, 14 bombs, 820 OPS, pretty good. How's his defense? Terrible. How's his arm? Not good. He's been league average in ex-WOBA. And he just dead pull all of his homers. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I think Westberg probably should go over him. Then again, the Rays only have one guy. So this is what happens, right? When every team needs somebody, someone's going to get left out. So we're going to say the snubs are Jordan Westberg. I agree with that. Jordan Westberg's been very, very good. Santander, I agree with Santander too. But you guys remember, these are both Orioles. Like, how many Orioles are you going to put on the team? But I do like the one representative because you have to represent all the team. Like, it's for fun, guys. The All-Star game's for fun. So you need to have someone from every team. You know, like there's going to be pitchers with fours where their defense is so bad that no one can field the ball. You think that Simeon, see, that's the thing. I haven't heard about Simeon much either, so I want to see Simeon stats. What's happening? How do you spell Simeon? Oh, it's S-I-M-I. Oh my God. Simeon. It's not I. You guys got me.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
He's hitting 230. Oh, no shot. What the frick? Yeah, then put Josh Smith in. Look at the difference here. 292. 830 OPS. 300 ABs. He's got 28 more hits. And he's not wearing BGs in his picture. Peripherally, he's not great, but he's played well. Let's see Willie Castro. 271. 7 homers. Very similar. No, Smith's having a better offensive year, but Willie's good defensively. And he also runs the bases really well. He's had a really good year. He has, but I'll say Josh Smith's had a little bit of a better year. They're very similar. That's actually crazy. So we'll put Josh Smith or / Willie Castro, huh? So I think you go with either one. Or maybe there should be a utility spot. Do we think there should be a utility spot? I think so. What's the harm of adding a utility guy? Or just add just a utility guy to the reserves. They didn't have to start. Santander over Green. Let's check Riley Green. I haven't checked Riley Green either. 261, 856. He's hit 17 homers, guys. So he's got juice. He walks. 500 slugging. Riley Green's pretty damn good. Holy hell. Let's compare that to Santander. 23 homers. 502 OPS. I think that's a coin flip too. I think this is a coin flip. We can have a case for Santander. I'm not going to say Riley Green doesn't deserve, because I think Riley Green is having a really good year. Kyle Tucker being a reserve is interesting because he's hurt. He was having an almost MVP season though. And then we think Brent Rooker. And we will put Brent Rooker over David Fry. He's hitting 280 with an 890 OPS, 18 homers. He had another one yesterday. I clicked on something I didn't mean to click on, going back. 78 hits. It's funny. Everyone has like 317 plate appearances. That's the third guy we've seen with that many. Also, he's gotten so much better on his barrel rate. This is so much better. He's better than he was last year. He's not great in the outfield. We all know that, but he's also just DHing mostly. So I think Brent Rooker is definitely a snub, especially from an A's team. Now, you have to send Mason Miller, but maybe the A's should have gotten 2 players. And honestly, damn, he's not doing better than Yordan. I was like, maybe he's doing better than Yordan. He's not. Yordan deserves it. He's a freak. Kid's a freak. Fastest kid alive. What the frick, man? David Fry. How's he doing lately? 920 OPS, though, guys. 226 ABs, though, man. I don't think he's played enough. He's got 100 less ABs than Rooker. Yeah, I don't know if 187 ABs is enough, man. To be a DH, Fry was injured, huh? And he still made the All-Star game. I'm leaning towards Fry's out, and Rooker should take his spot. So we would put, come on, let's draw some cool arrows here. We'll put, like, Rooker there. We would put Josh Smith or cool arrow, Trevor. Thanks, guys. Santander there. Westberg we put in for Isak. And then we'd probably put Santander possibly in for Riley Green, or Jarren Duran. Possibly. But I think most of these are just coin flips. But I like all the starters. I think the starters are good. I think the starters are right. All right, so let's talk about the pitchers. We already think Clay Holmes is probably not great. Who should replace Clay Holmes? Griffin? Andres Munoz? Let's check Munoz because he got hurt a little bit too. Pretty good. 14 saves. 1 whip. Oh, yeah, no shot. Clay Holmes should not be an all-star. Him and Munoz aren't even comparable. Greg Kimbrel, 2-1, 23 saves, 0.9 whip, 52 Ks. Kimbrel's also way better than Holmes. All of those guys are better than Holmes. How's Kenley done? 18 saves, 31 innings. He's got 31 appearances. Yeah, it's close. It's close. I think that if there was another non-closer in there, I think he just misses it. And it's just because of the number of games. If he threw 38 games and had these stats, yes, but there's just better closers. There's just better closers right now. Is he better than Mason Miller? No. Is he better than Kirby Yates? No. No, he is not. Kirby Yates deserves it. Holy hell, I did not know Kirby was throwing this well. I think Clay Holmes is nothing. No, he's nowhere close to these 3 guys this year. And we should definitely have probably Munoz followed by Kimbrel. And then Griffin Jackson can make a case, but I think so. Hunter Gaddis, again, I'll just do this. Like 5 setup men. All right? It's only closers, guys. Setup guys don't make the all-star team. Ever. All right? In terms of starting pitching, what we say? We said Cole Reagans. We want Blanco or Grayson Rodriguez. Let's check those real quick. Grayson has a 3.52. No, that's not an all-star. Blanco, 2.5, 88. Now Blanco. Let's check Reagans. It's close. Reagans has gone deeper into games. He's 8 more innings. I honestly think the sticky stuff thing probably has a lot to do with the Blanco. Let's check Flaherty. He's had a very good year too. I would say Flaherty. I would take Flaherty even over Blanco because he's been dominant, man. I think what's happening is we're getting the strikeout numbers in the inning pitch. I think he's leading the league in innings. I think Cole Reagans is the right answer probably, but I think you could make a case. I think Blanco just misses it. I think Flaherty. It is what it is, right? All right, let's do snubs for the NL. Okay, how do we feel about the starters? Let's start here. William Contreras is catcher? I think so. Bryce Harper starting at first base? I think so. Ketel Marte has had a great year. Alec Boehm is playing very well. Trey Turner's playing very well. Jerks Profar has been nasty. Fernando Tatis, I think you can make a case for Fernando being a reserve. I think he's an all-star, but I don't think he might start. It's interesting. Yelich is raking, and Shohei, obviously. I don't know. Let's go with an orange here on Tatis. Not that, like, Tatis is definitely an all-star, so that's the caveat here. Let's go yellow for him. Glasnow, yes. Helsley, yes. Hoffman, we looked at that, yes. Shota Imanaga, of course. Reynaldo has thrown great, and he's been a Braves. Been great for them. Sale, honestly, has been very good. Tanner Scott's the Marlins' only guy, and he's thrown really well lately. Skeens, Matt Strahm has thrown really well. He's interesting to me. Now I want to know if anyone else, because he's only has 7 holds, so he's not even throwing in leverage. Robert Suarez is having a great year. Logan Webb is Logan Webb. Zach Wheeler. I like the pitchers too. Logan Webb leads the league in hits allowed. He's also thrown 120 innings, fam. So we can give Logan Webb one of these too. Let's give him a probably not. How's that sound? Just for the sake of conversation. That's Zach Wheeler. What am I doing? Webb is still really good. Yeah, I mean, I freaking love Logan Webb. I think he's their best pitcher. I think he's the most consistent guy on the planet. All right. Okay. So of the guys on the benches, who do we think should not be here? I'm gonna be honest. I love you, Pete, but man, probably not. Sorry. CJ Abrams, yeah. Ellie De La Cruz, honestly, I think it's a little too harsh. Arias has no business being here. Let's check Arias. 312, 118 hits. Who do we think should be there over Arias? Bryce Trang, 6 homers, 750 OPS. Solid. He's having a very good year. 29 stolen bases. That's pretty good, sure. 91 hits. Bryce Trang is an all-star. He is an all-star, but no pop. And that's the interesting thing. He should at least be on there, though. Maybe over Arias. I might give you that. He's hitting 312. And he's leading the league in hits. This one's tough, boys and girls. I will give it to you. I'll say Luis Arias probably is a guy that's on the line here. Our snubs are Bryce Trang. I agree with that. Bryce Trang is a snub. I'll say Christian Walker. Big snub. Big snub. Christian Walker is raking. 270, 850, 22 jacks. He's got more homers, better average, better on base, better slugging. So will Christian Walker be added to their injuries? Yeah, I bet you Christian Walker is the number one guy at the top of the list. Joey Ortiz. 270, 7 homers, 870. Yeah, he's pretty good. Third base. Let's see who is in there for third base right now. Ryan McMahon. He's also hitting the ball hard. 270 with 14. That's not so cut and dry. Who's the better defender though? Ortiz. They're very good. They're both very good. McMahon's the only Rocky. He's going to get the nod. McMahon's going to get the nod. So, but I would say maybe you could say Joey Ortiz. Someone asked for Gavin Stone. Did you get that one? I did not. Gavin Stone, I think you can make a case, but this is a pretty good starting group. Can you do Christopher Sanchez versus Logan Webb? Ooh, let's do Chris Sanchez. Let's throw him in here. Ellie has stolen 40 bags. Yeah, he's also been caught a lot. Again, we talked about this. The guy is the most dynamic player in the major leagues. He's like, him and Tatis are the most athletic dudes I've ever seen. But he strikes out like 38% of his ABs. He literally goes weeks without doing anything. He is constantly running when he shouldn't run. Yeah, he's got a cannon. And he also throws it halfway up the freaking net 1 of every 5 throws. So it's like, yeah, it's impressive. He just hasn't, it's not quite there yet, which I think it will get there. But let's stop acting like he's there when he's not yet. He hasn't developed into the player he's going to be, in my opinion. And we just kind of run on his, he's just fun to watch, which I get. It's fun. It's great. But, there's a distinct difference between his performance and everyone else on this list. I'm a big fan. I hope he becomes the greatest player we've ever seen. That has nothing to do with hating on him. I'm just saying, let's stop acting like he is doing that right now, because he's not. And he's got some stuff that, if you don't stop striking out that much, you're going to get exploited, and pitchers are always going to have a field day facing you. Ellie's already been selected to replace Betts for injury. Oh, Ellie was the selection. Oh, they snuck him in. Interesting. Okay, instead of Ellie, though, Mason Wynn. No Mason Wynn, huh? 290, shortstop. He hasn't been that great defensively. He's been good. He's hit, he's ran, but he's got 9 stolen bases. He's not doing anything exceptionally. He's just been very, very good. Have I checked Nimmo? No, I have not. Let's check Nimmo. Nimmo's up to 250. 13 homers, though. Look at you, boy. 811, very nice. I mean, Helios crushing the ball. I don't know, guys. I don't think you can say Nimmo over Ramos. Sorry. Nims is doing very well, but he's hitting 250. Nimmo versus Teoscar. That's interesting. I think you could say that. So I could put Nimmo over Teoscar. Let's throw Nimmo in here. All right. Let's draw out who these guys will replace, and we're gonna move on. Okay. Francisco Lindor instead of Ellie. Chris Sanchez instead of Logan Webb. Gavin Stone instead of Logan Webb. Joey Ortiz instead of Ellie De La Cruz. Christian Walker instead of Pete. Bryce Trang instead of Luis Arias. Honestly, George, Ortiz could go over Ryan McMahon too. But again, McMahon is the only Rockies guy. There's only one non-closer in the whole game. That's Matt Strahm. He's thrown really well, though I would say you could replace Matt Strahm with a closer. I don't know. 159.82. Damn, Strahm's had a crazy good year too. But no saves. So Strahm's setting up at the moment. Strahm only has 7 holds. So that's the thing. Strahm's having a great year, but Strahm is not throwing in leverage. I'm trying to think who the closers in the in NL, and there's been a lot of guys like, for example, David Bednar is a normal guy who'd usually be there. He struggled. Alexis Diaz had a great year last year. He struggled. I'm trying to think of the other closers in the NL that could have taken a spot. I mean, Edwin Diaz, we know about him. Not an all-star. So maybe the lack of really good closers, and then Tanner Scott going too was how they got in. Who's the biggest snub? Let's end it with this. Who's the biggest snub on the AL? The biggest snub. The guy who should have been in and isn't, and it's absolute BS. I would say it's between Westberg, Santander, and Rooker. I think Rooker really got hurt. He's got on almost 900 OPS. He's hit almost 20 home runs. He's done it in the park that's tough. I would say Santander would be a close second, but I'd say Rooker. I would give Rooker the biggest one because I think Rooker's had a more productive season than David Fry. I think David Fry's had a very good year, but I don't think it's better than Rooker. I think Christian Walker, Pete going over Walker is kind of robbery. I love Pete. Pete's one of my favorite people, but yeah, I really do. And then maybe Bryce Trang would be second. And then the biggest guys probably are Clay Holmes. I would put Munoz over Holmes. And it's not close. And that's Snubs, All-Star teams. Give yourself a round of applause.